Hello again and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, your new no shit gaming news video with 3 news stories in one video and 0 faff. And first up, Star Citizen fans have been at it again, making fools of themselves on the internet. So grab your popcorn, because this is gonna be fun. We all know that Star Citizen has some very loyal, devout and dedicated fans. And we're all familiar with the game Star Citizen. But if you're not, I'll try and sum it up in as few words as possible. Okay, here goes. Well, it's an awesome looking space game which has been developed by space game veteran Chris Roberts. Following a hugely successful Kickstarter campaign, the game went on to become the most successful crowdfunding campaign ever and has raised well over $250 million as of last year. Unfortunately, that caused the scope of the game to inflate drastically, which meant that the game has now been delayed like forever. The initial estimated target release date was said to be 2014, but it's now 2020 and still nobody knows when the game will be releasing. But then again, the game does look kinda good. Oh, and there's been a bunch of controversies about money mismanagement, Ponzi scheme accusations, etc, blah blah blah. Who cares? The game's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, and there's a single player campaign called Squadron 42, which has Luke Skywalker, Geralt of Rivia, Dana Scully, Sir Davos Seaworth and Commissioner Gordon all starring in it, which means it's gonna be awesome. Anyway, suffice to say that the game has a lot of history and has a lot of very loyal fans, some of whom are willing to forego any common sense whatsoever and every single bit of rationale in order to defend their awesome looking game. Now, James S.A. Corey, the writers and producers of the critically acclaimed TV show The Expanse, which is awesome by the way, totally watch it if you are a fan of sci-fi, they tweeted the following at the Star Citizen Twitter account yesterday. Wow, I installed you and you instantly turned my laptop camera on without explicit permission. Way to volunteer to be uninstalled forever. Nice when people make things easy. Now, to any rational person, a piece of software which accesses your webcam without permission would certainly be considered a security threat and a privacy infringement. The Star Citizen Twitter account explained what happened. We totally agree, and that shouldn't be the case. This is usually disabled by default and requires enabling in settings. This is a bug that crept into our latest patch. Our team has been working on a fix already that we're going to deploy in a patch soon. In regards to privacy, no data is stored at all. Data captured is used to generate the facial expression of your character, but once it has been used to display your facial expression, it is immediately discarded. Apologies for any frustration or confusion this has caused. And that, as you would imagine, is where the story should have ended. A simple bug which was there by mistake and is now in the process of being fixed. No big deal. Except the story does not end there, because this is when the fans got upset. While it is only fair to mention that a lot of fans were in total agreement with James S.A. Corey about the issue, leaving some totally rational responses, some however did not. While the least severe responses were simply claiming that it was a Windows 10 issue, trying to claim that it wasn't RSI's fault whatsoever. And there was also the following. Ash Rackham called him a dumbass and tried to absolve RSI from any personal responsibility. William Holden accused him of throwing a fit and called him immature. Jonathan Wyatt called him a huge diaper baby. Oh, the irony of accusing someone of being a baby while also acting like a child was obviously completely lost on him. Laughing Jack said, "Boo fucking who?" And then over on Reddit, things got a little spicier. Agent Mothman said, "Drama queen's gonna drama queen." Faulty Droid called it a dick move. Scormfuse called it an irrational paranoia. Roadster calls him a tosser. Classy. Zakua called him a douchebag. Ouch. Again, not everyone on Reddit was attacking. The most reasonable response on the subreddit which I saw came from Jules Santana, who said, "I don't think that conveys the severity of the issue. He was right in pointing out that it's a very good way to turn newcomers away indefinitely, and CIG deserved to hear it." It's also funny how people are calling the tweet drama queen behavior, but you have folks sitting here writing diatribes in defense of CIG's blatant mistake that they admitted to. Let's stop with the dramatic sugarcoating and white knighting, folks. CIG fucked up. Someone called him out on it. The end. Unfortunately, as of recording, this comment has -3 votes so far, which is a shame and is a testament to the echoing of thoughts and ideas going around on that subreddit. And while the toxic comments were in the minority, this again shows that it only takes a handful of bad apples to rot the whole crop. And for news outlets, this is a headline that writes itself. Unfortunately for genuine rational fans of the game, a lot will now be written about how toxic the Star Citizen fans are who attacked the Expanse author. Not great PR for a game which certainly simply does not need another controversy. Fun fact before closing, James S.A. Corey is actually a pen name and not a real name that is used by two collaborators named Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank. And plus, the Expanse TV show is one of the best things to happen to sci-fi over the past few years. Fact. While as for Star Citizen, well, that's just not. Now, I try my best to be as neutral as possible in that segment. Yeah, the game looks awesome, but it's got problems. There are a few bad apples, but that doesn't mean that everyone's a bad apple. But I am bound to have triggered some Star Citizen fanboys in the process of making this. The beauty of that is, though, that I get to go in the comments and read all this shitty comments now, and I probably get a fanboy comment of the week out of it, which will be fun. And next up, for anyone who's excited to get their hands on Metroid Prime 4, a release date has leaked online, but don't get too excited just yet. Back at E3 2017, Nintendo teased the upcoming Metroid Prime 4 game with this simple trailer, which was essentially just a logo. Not much is known about the game except that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch at some point in the future. But according to the Czech online retailer Supergamer, the game will be released on October the 30th this year. The listing on the store is still live and you can actually pre-order the game on the site right now. The site reveals some interesting info about the game, saying that Metroid Prime 4 will be returning to first-person perspective and taking players in new directions. However, take this with a huge bucket of salt because Supergamer has done this before. Back in January 2019, the website listed that the game would release on November the 29th of 2019, which obviously turned out to be total bollocks. It was just a few days later, on January the 25th, that Nintendo's senior managing executive officer, Shinya Takahashi, announced that they were scrapping the entire project and starting again from scratch. Apparently, they weren't happy with the current progress on the game, and Nintendo planned to reboot the project with help from the original developers, Retro Studios. Now, if you consider the fact that we've not seen anything but a logo from the game yet, no gameplay, no cinematic trailer, nothing at all, it makes it likely that this Supergamer listing is probably false. Indeed, if track record is anything to go by, it's actually more likely that the game will be delayed again rather than release on October the 30th. But then again, sometimes even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Next up, Blizzard are one company with a pretty dodgy reputation within the gaming community right now. So why would anyone in the right mind want to leave a cushy job to go and work at Blizzard? Rod Ferguson is a veteran developer who has worked on every single Gears of War game for the last 14 years. He started on the franchise in 2006. He currently works for Microsoft as the studio head of the Coalition, but not for too much longer. To the surprise of many, he announced on Twitter yesterday that he will be leaving the Coalition in March to join, of all people, Blizzard. Starting from March, he will be overseeing the development of the whole Diablo franchise, which we assume means he will be leading the upcoming Diablo 4 and also the negatively received mobile game Diablo Immortal. So good luck to Rob. Let's hope this isn't a case of out of the frying pan and into the fire. And let's hope he doesn't leave his phone behind at Microsoft, because apparently he's gonna need it. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this new no shit gaming news format, leave a like on the video to give it a boost in the algorithm. Hit the subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified when we release these videos in future. Why not toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Gareth Evans. That's it for today. Bye for now. We all know that Star Citizen, I can't really say that, Star Citizen, put my teeth back in. We all know that Star Citizen, fucking there's the outtakes done. I'm fucking one line in. Nintendo's senior managing executive officer, Shinya Takahashi. I've seen your Takahashi.